Welcome back, and if you're joining for the first time, you're stepping right into one of the most practical and surprisingly fun parts of personal finance, learning how to beat the credit card companies at their own game. In this discussion, we'll explore how to think about credit the right way, how to turn your cards into tools that work for you, and how to stop playing defense with your money and start playing offense. We'll also talk about optimizing your credit score, choosing the right cards, and using them to build wealth instead of stress. Now, let's start with a story. Growing up, my family was the kind that treated every purchase like a negotiation tournament. My dad once bargained for 5 straight days to buy a car. After exhausting every argument, just as he was ready to sign, he asked for free floor mats, $50 worth, and when they refused, he walked away. That's the level of persistence I learned from him. So when it came time to buy my own car, I brought that spirit into the modern world. I didn't drive from lot to lot for a week. I sat comfortably at home, emailed 17 dealers across Northern California, and made them compete for my business. When the winner in Palo Alto checked my credit, he looked impressed. "You have the best credit I've ever seen at your age," he said. I almost fist pumped right there. But then came the I learned that even though I had great credit, I didn't have enough credit sources, which meant I had to pay a higher interest rate, 4.9% instead of 1.9%. That little difference? It added up to over $2,200 more over the life of my loan. That moment taught me something powerful. Even with great credit, the system has rules, and you have to know how to play them. Most people, unlike my dad, hate negotiating. They get nervous, sweaty, and end up paying full price. But in this chapter, we're going to change that. Negotiating and optimizing your credit cards can actually be fun once you realize how much you can win. Before we go on offense, let's talk about the usual scare tactics everyone hears. Every book and news article about credit cards seems to start the same way. Scary stats, scary headlines, and scary emotions. You'll see numbers like the average American household carrying thousands in debt, or headlines warning of looming debt crises. It's designed to make you panic, and when people panic, they shut down. They stop checking their statements, ignore calls, and pretend the problem doesn't exist. Real people have shared stories of feeling ashamed, haunted, or embarrassed every time a collector called or a card was declined. The media thrives on that fear, but the problem is fear never leads to action. It leads to paralysis. So instead of fear, I want you to approach credit from a place of confidence and strategy. Here's how I see it. Credit cards aren't evil, they're tools. When used wisely, they can give you thousands of dollars in perks. Free flights, rental car insurance, extended warranties, and detailed spending tracking. Used irresponsibly, they can bury you under interest. But here's the key. If you pay your bill in full every month, your credit card becomes a free short-term loan. You get the perks and rewards, but none of the penalties. The goal is not to cut up your cards in fear. It's to master them. When you play offense with credit cards, you're no longer reacting. You're choosing. You're optimizing. And once you know how to do it right, the rewards can be incredible. I've seen people book luxury resorts and international flights completely free using credit card points. Imagine flying to Italy or staying in a desert villa in Dubai without spending a cent. That's the power of optimization. And it's not just travel. Managing credit wisely means improving your overall financial system, from your student loans to your retirement accounts. When you stop playing defense and start playing offense, things move fast. I've heard from readers who paid off tens of thousands in debt, boosted their credit scores, started investing, and even built significant net worths, all within a few years. That's what happens when you take control of the system instead of letting it control you. Now that we're warmed up, let's dig into the foundation, understanding credit itself. Credit is the hidden engine behind most major financial milestones. Cars, homes, even small business loans. It's divided into 2 main parts, your credit report and your credit score. Your credit report lists all your accounts, payment history, and inquiries, essentially your financial resume. Your credit score, often called your FICO score, condenses that information into a single number between 300 and 850. The higher the score, the lower the risk you appear to lenders, which means lower interest rates and better deals. You can check your credit report for free once a year at annualcreditreport.com, and I recommend getting your official score from myfico.com for accuracy. Tools like Credit Karma are fine for monitoring trends, but MyFICO gives you the score lenders actually see. Why does this matter so much? Because a high credit score can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. For example, on a $200,000 mortgage, someone with excellent credit could pay around $355,000 total over 30 years, while someone with poor credit could pay over $425,000 for the same loan, a $70,000 difference. Rich people know this, which is why they plan ahead, not when they need the loan, but years before. That's what you're learning to do here. Now, let's connect that knowledge to something practical: building credit using credit cards. Credit cards are the easiest and fastest way to build a strong credit history, but only if you use them right. One major trap is paying only the minimum balance. Let's say you buy a $1,000 iPhone on your card with 14% interest and only pay the minimum each month. It'll take over 9 years to pay it off, and you'll spend about $730 in interest alone. That's nearly doubling the price. Imagine if instead you'd invested that $1,000. You'd have nearly $2,700 later. So, lesson 1, always pay in full. When choosing a new credit card, ignore flashy mail offers or those in-store save 10% today deals. Those retail cards often have awful interest rates and microscopic rewards. Instead, choose one strong rewards card based on what you value most, either cashback or travel perks. Use comparison tools like bankrate.com and try a rewards calculator to see if annual fees are worth it. If you spend several $1,000s a month, they usually are. If not, go for a no-fee card with decent rewards. One more tip, don't go card crazy. 2 or 3 cards are plenty for most people. Each extra card means more statements to track, more passwords, more potential for mistakes. Keep it simple. Your credit score improves not by having many cards, but by having good habits. Personally, I've built a system that maximizes rewards without the stress. For travel and dining, I use the Chase Sapphire Reserve. For everything else, I use an Alliant cashback card, and for business expenses, a Capital One cashback business card. I also keep an Amex Platinum for the extra benefits. The result? Thousands of dollars in free travel and perks every year, and a fun life motto: my body will only sleep in suites. Now that we've covered building credit and choosing cards, let's move to the practical commandments of credit card success. First, always pay off your credit card regularly, ideally automatically. Your payment history makes up 35% of your credit score, so never miss a due date. Most banks let you set up automatic payments online, and if you're worried about overdrawing your account, you'll still get a monthly statement before the payment processes, giving you time to adjust. Second, try to get your fees waived. Call your credit card company and simply ask if they can remove your annual fee or service charges. You'd be surprised how often they'll say yes, especially if you've been a loyal customer. If they won't, ask to switch to a no-fee card within the same bank so you keep your account history intact. Third, negotiate your APR. That's your interest rate. It's often around 13 to 16%, which is insanely high. If you've been paying on time, call your card company and ask for a lower rate. Tell them you've seen better offers elsewhere. Even if they say no, you've lost nothing, and half the time, it works. Fourth, keep your main cards active and long-term. Credit history length matters. Even if you don't use a card much, put a small recurring charge on it, like a subscription, so it stays open and contributes to your credit age. If you have too many cards though, simplify. Close the ones you don't need. Your score might dip slightly for a short time, but your sanity and financial control will skyrocket. Each of these steps builds on the next, and as we continue in future parts, we'll move deeper into debt payoff strategies, automation, and investments. But for now, mastering your credit cards is the foundation of playing offense with money. Let's quickly summarize what we've learned today. We started with the story of negotiation and why mindset matters more than fear. We talked about how the media uses scare tactics about debt and how you can flip that script by learning the rules. We explored how credit cards, when paid in full, become free tools that offer rewards and build credit. We learned how your credit report and credit score determine how much you pay for big purchases and how to check and improve them. We examined how to choose the right credit cards, avoid retail traps, limit how many you hold, and use automation to your advantage. And finally, we went through the 6 commandments of credit cards. Pay on time, ask for fee waivers, negotiate APRs, keep cards active, simplify when necessary, and always stay organized. Once you adopt these habits, you're no longer someone reacting to bills. You're someone directing your financial story. You'll be amazed how quickly things start changing once you move from defense to offense with your credit. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this discussion with someone who could use a boost in their financial confidence. Together, we'll keep learning, growing, and building the rich life you deserve.